Road to the IPO, le podcast des entrepreneurs aguerris. Today's podcast is going to be in English, and we have as a guest Zoe Bennett. Hi, Zoe.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for inviting us to your office.
Well, thanks for inviting me on the podcast.
Thank
I'm
you very
so happy
much.
to be here.
Yeah.
So, yay.
So, for those who don't know you, can you talk about yourself? Who are you?
My name is Zoe.
Yes.
I started my first company roughly 2-3 years ago. It was a social media managing company.
Yes.
And then since then, I transitioned into what I have now, which is Montreal Girl Boss. So it's an influencer, PR, and marketing company. We also do, I kind of wear a lot of hats. I do a lot of different things, but that's like my business right now that I'm running.
Okay. So, why did you decide to become like an entrepreneur? Why is that? Is there any like a deep reason?
Yes. So pretty much ever since I was young, like I always felt that I wanted to really fulfill a passion of mine. I didn't know what it was at that point. It took me a long time to really figure out what my passion was. I'm still figuring it out every single day. But yeah, I always felt like I was always got bored, you know, like being told what to do. I didn't like being told what to do. I really just felt like I was gonna do something like big. I didn't know what. Didn't know what it was. Yeah, so it took me a long time to figure it out, but I always had that want and that need to kind of do something on my own.
So that was when you were a kid?
I've always felt like that. Ever since I was young, I always kind of was like, I don't know what I want to do. I really don't know. Like, I don't like to be constricted. I like to kind of like, I'm a free thinker. I'm a creative spirit. So I'm very out of the box and I'm like in my own like world, I guess, in a way. And like, I want to just like create my own stuff. So like, I always kind of had that vibe. I just never knew what it was going to be. So
when was that moment that you said, that's it, I'm doing what I want? Like, when was it? Do you remember? Or when, like an event that happened and makes you realize?
I just like, I was working, I was in school, and I started taking like social media classes. And up to that point, I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then once I took that class, I was like, okay, there's something here for me. Like, this makes sense. And then I kind of explored that. And then I was working at a restaurant. I was a waitress. And I knew that until I quit that job, like fully quit, didn't have anything else going on, that was the time where I was going to be able to actually like start something fresh. I didn't have the intention going into it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to look for a job in social media. That's kind of what I wanted. So I was applying different places, and people kept asking me like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, eventually I want to start my own business. I kept saying eventually. I was like, you know what, I wasn't finding anything, so why not? Like, why the
just do it.
Like, just do it. Like, what's stopping me? Like, I'll learn more if I just jump right in 2 feet. So that's kind of what I did. I was just kind of like, I quit my job. I started something out of nothing. I had no idea what I was doing. And I just figured it out along the way.
I think that's very inspiring for those that are watching this or listen to this. And I think you just have to do it. That's the point.
Yes, but if I can offer some advice, I'm the type of person, I'm very impulsive sometimes. So like, that was an impulsive decision that I made. Like, I knew I wanted to do it, but if I could offer some advice, I would say don't be so impulsive. Start something on the side, really work at it, and then kind of like go full throttle. If you're like me and you want to take a risk, like, it's fun, it's exciting, it's hard, it's not easy, but if I can offer some advice, maybe just take your time a little bit
So
more.
like, you need a plan also. You need to plan.
You need to plan. It's really like, because you are taking a really big risk, financially especially, you know, just like quitting your job and kind of doing it, especially without like a clear-cut idea of like, hey, what are your goals? Where do you want to go from here? So that's the advice that I would say. Don't follow what I did. Like, don't do it.
That's great. Okay, so we were talking about that, like the importance of doing what you love, because I see it like you really love what you're doing right now. So can you tell people like why it's so important to do what you love?
To me, waking up every morning and just being like, I don't hate my job. Like, I want to go to work. I want to help people. Like, that's my goal at the end of this, is to help my clients, to propel them forward. If I helped someone and I see that it worked, like, I'm fulfilled. As long as I'm like I feel good, I feel happy with what I did, like, and feel accomplished with myself, like, that's, like, you have to, like, if you're going every day and you're not doing what you love, it's like there's a part of you that's always gonna be like put down and kind of like shoved to the side. And it doesn't matter what it is, you know, it's, as long as you love what you're doing, it could be whatever, like, I don't care what it is, but like, just do what you love. And when you're doing what you love and you're passionate about it, it shows.
Because if you're not doing what you love, you're gonna be unhappy.
Well, that's it. I feel like that we get a lot of like flack as millennials and stuff like that we're always like, you know, we don't necessarily want to work the 9 to 5, or we want to make our own way and figure out our own jobs. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that it's inspiring and it's beautiful, and like people are just creating left, right, and center, and I think it's amazing. And it's just like making for such a better environment because people are going to be happier in their lives with what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
So before we go to the next part of the podcast, I just wanted to share where can people join you? Which platforms?
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @BennettZo. It's BENNETTZO. And then my business page is at Montreal Girl Boss. So you can follow me on there too.
Cool. So we are going to put all the links after on the description, so you can follow this nice lady here.
Premium content. I post premium.
Yes, premium.
Premium content only.
So let's talk about business. And what is Montreal Girl Boss?
So basically what it is we do influencer PR marketing. So like, obviously that doesn't make any sense to some people. So what it is so we use our platforms because we do our influencers of a certain kind. So we use our platforms that have a big following to propel our clients and bring them foot traffic, bring them online traffic as well. So whatever we can do to help our clients get to that next level, we're gonna do it.
So it's like a social media agency, like?
Kind of, like, we don't manage people's Facebooks or Instagram, we manage our own, and that's kind of what I love about it, is because what I was doing before, I was managing other people's platforms, but this, I'm managing my own platform, I'm managing Montreal Girl Boss's platform, and we're just letting our followers know, like, hey, this business is really cool, check it out, like, this is what they offer, this is what we do, and we're not going to work with someone unless we believe in them. So they could be like, hey, here's like $1 million. If I don't believe in your product, I don't believe in you as a person, we're not going to take your money, and we're not going, because it has to be authentic, it has to be true and real, and that's what we pride ourselves on, is being honest and real with our followers and the people that want to hear from us. And that's
there has to be like a fit between you and the person.
If I sit down with someone and I'm not vibing them and I don't feel that connection, then it's not going to work. And I can honestly say that it shows a lot when you're connecting with that person, you genuinely want to help them and you genuinely want to see them grow and succeed. It's a big difference. Otherwise there's a huge disconnect, and it just doesn't click and it just doesn't work.
I think you're like a person that gives a lot. That's
nice. I do, but it makes me happy, so I don't mind to do it. Like, I'll go the extra mile for my clients just to see them succeed a little bit more, you know? It's really important to me. So.
That's cool. So, like, I do believe you have a lot of experience in social media, so if maybe there are some people that are watching this and they have like small businesses, what can you tell them to them? Can you tell them the importance of having like a social medium, like having a Facebook account for their businesses?
Well, I mean, the whole point is just to like grow your brand. Your online presence is really important, because if someone is going to pick between two places, and let's say they go to someone's Instagram account and they see they only have 300 followers, 4 pictures, and really no conversation on their posts, they're going to go with the other person who has, let's say, 1,000 followers and keeps up with their people and keeps up with their page. It has nothing to do with the business, whether it's better than the other. It's literally just that extra mile of going and putting that little bit of time and energy into your Instagram or Facebook. And also another thing is, you don't have to be everywhere. Like, you have to just pick the right places where your ideal client is and where your like client base is in terms of like Facebook or Instagram, and you don't have to do everything. Like, just focus on one thing if that's all you can allocate time to, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it is, and just make an effort. And you can schedule posts, you can predetermined things. It doesn't have to be on the fly. And I think a lot of people get discouraged from like the whole social media aspect because there's a lot going on and people don't know the ins and outs. And like that's also something else that I do also with my partner's digital strategy. So we'll actually sit down with you and kind of explain to you how to really use Facebook to your advantage, how to use Instagram to your advantage, because that's another thing that we want to see people succeed, and you need that. Some people just need that extra push and to feel confident in their social media posts because they don't necessarily know what is the right thing to post at the right times, whatever it is. So I think it's really important for people to kind of escape that, escape the thought that they don't need Instagram, they don't need Facebook, because it's not true. At this day and age, you need it. If you don't have it, you're not relevant. Like it's sad, but it's true.
It's true, because there's so much new platform that comes out, like the Snapchat, there's Musical.ly. So some people are just lost.
It's hard to keep up. I even have a hard time keeping up. I'm like, oh my God, they added IGTV. What's this now? Like, great, another thing I have to figure out. You know, but like Instagram and Facebook, it's kind of like a constant. So you're kind of, I don't worry about any other platforms. Like I've heard of other platforms coming up and like I check it out and I dabble and I see what it is, but nothing is, I don't think anything really compares to Instagram or Facebook. So it's kind of pick between the two, do both if you can. If not, just do something.
Okay, that's great advice.
Just do something, anything.
I know you have a partner in your business, so I want to talk about how to maintain like a good relationship with your business partner. Like how to be like connecting.
I mean, communication is key with any relationship, whether it's a business partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever. Communication is everything. If you're, because they're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have times where you need to come to the same page, and maybe it's not hard, maybe it's a little bit harder to get there. Maybe one person wants one thing, the other person wants another thing. So you really just have to sit down and communicate in the best ways possible. Don't text each other if you're upset. Have a meeting, sit down and talk about it. But in terms of my relationship right now with my business partner, I find one of the good things is that at the core of our relationship is a friendship. But people say like don't mix friendship and business and stuff like that. But for us, for some reason, it just works. So, I mean, I'm not going to question why it works. It just does.
Is it because you complement each other when you're strength?
I would say most likely, She's more of like, I don't want to say I'm not a thinker, because I am a thinker, but she's like more of like she likes to plan things out, and I'm the type of person that likes to wing things. So like we complement each other in a lot of ways. It just like, communication is everything in any relationship. It's hard. It's not easy to have a business partner. It's not. But sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you got to keep trying. You got to keep working at it. Just like any relationship, you don't just walk away and give up. You know what I mean? You have to like keep trying. If something's not working, like you fix it. Like that's it.
Communication is very important.
That's the number one, communication.
And I do believe that before you start with your partner as a business partner, you sat down and say, this is what we're gonna do, and this is.
Yeah, you have to have a clear cut plan of attack, like where you're going. Define your roles. Defining your roles is also really important. You know what to expect from the other person, and you can hold them accountable. So if you say like, this is your job, this is my job, hey, you are not doing this, hey, you're not doing this, like we wrote it out, we know what to expect from each other. That's also really important, is defining your roles within the business as well.
Hey, that's great advice again.
Thanks.
So we are almost at the end of the podcast, and because what I did is I look on Instagram and I just put Montreal influencers, and then you came out and I found your Instagram. It was really nice.
Thank you.
So I contact you. And I know you have a lot of followers, but I want to talk about the importance of being an influencer. What does an influencer means to you?
I mean, it's to be honest, I don't love the word influencer. I find there's a lot of negative connotation that comes with the word influencer, because people are like, oh, you're an influencer, like what do you do all day type of thing. Like that's kind of what I get from that. So it's hard to say really because of that. But at the same time, I think it's important for my clients. because I have that reach that can reach multiple people for them.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to me to be an influencer. And like, I like communicating with people. I love talking to people. Like, I always talk to people on my Instagram. Like, I've made friends with people on Instagram that I've never even met before.
Okay.
So it's fun. It's exciting. Yes. It obviously there's like some negative aspects too. Like, there's like haters. People don't like you, or they'll write mean things on your Instagram. And like, I've had it, but you know what? It's funny. I laugh at it. I think it's hilarious, and I have to say I'm pretty good at dealing with haters. That being said, please don't go hate on my posts because I will cry. But that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It's good being an influencer. It's fun. It's a different experience. Yes. But I feel like there's a lot of judgment too. People judge you, and like, you might not even know about it because they're watching your stories. Like, I do it too. I'm like, okay, I don't care. You know, like, I'll flip through sometimes, but that's fine. I'm just like, my thought is, if you don't like me, there's an unfollow button. Don't follow me if you don't like me. But like, you can still follow me, whatever.
But I do believe it's a huge responsibility. Like,
I agree. It is a responsibility. That's why whatever I promote or post, just know that it's real, and I truly believe in these people and these products or whatever it is that I'm showing. So it's
cool. And that was a great podcast. So one more time, where can people join you?
At Bennett Zoe on Instagram, BENNETTZO, or at Montreal Girl Boss, or both.
Good. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this podcast. And thank you, Zoe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Wow. That was great.